In the house today is the Reverend Gibbs and Mr. Gibbs. Would you please stand? Thank you. Reverend Claudia Gibbs. Thanks so much. The senior minister of the church in Trinidad. Thank you very much. You may be seated. Good morning.
Good morning.
The universe is the entire realm of spirit, energy, intelligence. Nothing exists outside of it. It is all that there is. Theologians call it God. The naturalists call it nature. The scientist calls it energy. There's only one. One presence, one power, one source, one supply. Nothing exists outside of it. It is a constant flow that is always moving in and through us. Wherever you are, it is equally present. It does not operate in gender, in ethnicity, in race, in class. Everything that lives and moves has its being in it. It cannot withhold or take back. All it does is it gives. The rain falls upon the just and the not so unjust equally. Our capacity to receive comes from our state of mind or consciousness. If you don't have, you need to take a look at yourself, not at God. If you pray for abundance and it does not come, it has nothing to do with God. It has to do with your ability to be open and receptive. Individual mind opens or closes. Whatever you hold to be true in your life will continue to exist until you change it. Wherever you are, the same flow that is in Australia, the same flow that is with the rich, prosperous man, it's the same flow that is passing through you. Every minute of our lives or every moment of our lives, we are making choices to receive, to not receive, or to hoard. The universe operates through dynamic exchange, giving and receiving. It is always giving and receiving. It never stops giving and receiving. Individually, it is our willingness to give that has an equal action of receiving. This exchange of giving and receiving happens in many ways. You breathe in, hold your breath for the rest of your life. You have to breathe out. You take in via your mouth. There's a part specially designed for you to give out. Any container or any system that takes in and does not give out will fail. In the old days with the wells, there was a pump that drew the water up. But you had to put some water in the pump to get it to do the work. Many of us want the universe to work for us, but we are not willing to work with the universe. The gospel writer says, how can I say I love God? To love God is to be one with God. And I don't love my neighbor, who I can see. Now, your neighbor is anyone who comes nigh unto you. It's not where you live, because where you live is where you are right now anyway. This is where you are. This is where the flow takes place. In fact, I think that everyone who comes into your presence brings you something. Many of us believe we have nothing to give. But nature designed us that we could give a smile, a positive wink of the eye, a hand gesture, or to commit an act to show that we are present. Deepak Chopra suggests that wherever you are, always give something consciously. Don't just let it happen automatically. A lot of us show up, but the intent is to get. In presenting yourself, present yourself to give. You are always receiving. Bear this in mind. You are always receiving. The mere fact that you have consciousness, the mere fact that you are alive, it means that you are receiving the flow of life moment by moment. Freely I receive, freely I give. This should be the motivation for life. Life is the use of energy that the universe is made up of. You can't help receiving, neither can you help giving. We are both receivers and we are both senders. We don't realize how our presence impacts on others. When you show up with a sour face, you bring unpleasantries to the presence that you are in. When you cease to cooperate, you cut the energy from flowing. Wherever we are, our motivation should be give, give, give. Not take, take, take. And we should do so cheerfully and freely. Don't grumble after you give. Don't wonder what you give, what will happen to it after you give it. In other words, Jesus said to his disciples, go sell all that you have. When you sell it, you don't own it, so you can't think about it. Some of us lend our love, hoping to get returns down the road. Isn't that what we do? I love you, but I have an agenda. Giving has no agenda. When I give you God that is flowing through me. My energy is God. So when I give to you, I am giving something that I don't own, so I don't look for it in return. Your life is not your life. Your life is God moving through you. When you understand that, you come here, you take in, and you automatically allow yourself to give out, because you do not know what you will be asked to do when you arrive here. A lot of us plan our lives only to have it cut short. Give graciously, and you will receive graciously. Grace and gratitude are the energizing factors of this law of reciprocity. When you give with grace has a quality of surrendering, of meekness. You don't have to give and tell the person, you know how much work I had to put in to bring this to you? In other words, don't give with attitude. Just realize that right here, right now, I am here to give. Because the universe is taking care of me. I have no question that God takes care of me. Where I have traveled, where I have come from, sometimes I wonder, how did I get here? But I know that the hands of the Almighty are always with me. So I don't have to worry, like Jesus said, and concern myself about what will happen tomorrow. All I need to do is to consciously show up to give. Just show up to give. Just show up to give. This is not forgetfulness. This is so that it could go into you. Just show up to give. You understand what I'm saying? Yes. Change the course of your life and become an opened conduit, a pipe that freely allows that which is God to move in and move out. Don't congest it. Don't put little valves in. Let it flow in freely and flow out freely. Because if you believe that God is your source and your supply, why are you trying to hold on to God? Scripture says, those who love life shall lose it. Whatever you love more than spirit has an expiry date. God is eternal. So I love the Lord with all my heart, with all my might, with all my strength, and I give myself to God freely. That's the stance we have to start every moment with. You see, sometimes we go day by day, right? So I'll give my life to God today. But by noontime, that which we call the devil, that's the old mind, creeps back and takes control. And then we beat ourselves. How could I make that silly mistake? You got to give your life over to God every moment that you are conscious. Hello now? This is like, I remember when I was a little boy, the church that my mother went to, that I attended with her, they used to perform what they call water baptism. And as a little boy, I was very observant. And I would see people get dunked in the water, come out on a Sunday holy, And Monday is the same person I knew on Friday. And it would always perplex me. What is baptism? Baptism is a change in mind. Water baptism only cleanses your clothes. Washing machine. That's why Jesus said, you have to be baptized by the Holy Spirit. That means all of God must become a part of you. You must surrender your will so that the universe could pour itself constantly through you. This is what giving yourself to Spirit is. Allowing Spirit and you to become one. If you see me, Jesus said, you see the Father. One of the first things you got to learn to do is to give to yourself. Many of us go out and we buy crystals, drinking mugs, and we pay high price for these mugs. And we buy a glass case and we put them in. We go to the furniture store and we buy expensive sets of furniture. And we have the museum. Let me open my eyes so I could see where I'm going. So we have the case with the crystals. We have the furniture all in plastic. So when you sit, you slide. And you can't be comfortable in your own house. You don't drink from the goblets because they are special. Jesus is not coming in the flesh. Jesus is coming as you. Therefore, wherever you are, treat yourself well. I have known people who have lived that way and expired. And the children that they left it to got rid of it. What shall it profit a man if he gains the whole world and hoards it, and he loses or she loses her integrity? Your integrity is that spirit of life that says, I came to live and I'm going to live abundantly. Living abundantly means is starting to appreciate everything around you. Hello now. Everything in my domain is mine to freely use and give myself to it as it gives myself to me. And because I can love, then I can share. You see, if you can't love for yourself, you can't share yourself with other people. You know, relationships are where we live. And relationships that work because of an exchange. We don't come looking for anybody to take care of us. We come to give so that another could increase. And in their increase, we will increase. All relationships that fail because somebody in the relationship felt they were giving up too much and getting nothing. Put your hand up if you feel that way. Put it on quickly. I'm just sharing with you. When you're traveling on an aircraft and there may be turbulences, a voice comes on, the mask drops. Take care of yourself first. Give to yourself so you can appreciate what receiving is, and then make it a lifelong duty to serve others. No service, no life. Everything does not have a cost or a value factor. Life is precious. It's a gift given to give. Life is energy moving through you. And the more you use it, Jesus said, I came that they may have life and have it more abundantly. Abundant life means I give myself freely and there's no congestion. Hoarding, storing up for the rainy day, hoarding causes congestion. I know people who hoarded until they retired. 6 months after they retire, the doctor says you have 6 months to live. And all this stuff stays behind. You never see a U-Haul moving behind a hearse with all your possessions. If you can't enjoy it here, it has no relevance in your life. If you can't share what you have on a continuous basis with those in your life, you have nothing. The universe is energy, and energy flows current. If energy is not flowing, it becomes stagnated and it burns itself out. This wonderful thing we have called life. Let it flow. Let it flow. Let it flow. Find ways to let it flow. As I said earlier, you can let it flow through a simple smile stops another person from going to the psychiatric ward. Just to smile with somebody helps to take away the pain and the suffering that they may be. That's why they came into your life. A little smile. Hello now. Sometimes just as you walk in, Spirit says, pick this flower. And you don't even know that Spirit is telling you, I want you to give this to somebody to feel good. A little gift. You see, people think in these days of commerce, we believe we have to buy something. And if we can't afford it, we can't give it. And at Christmas time, we have a list of the people who give abundantly and those who give chinkily. So we reciprocate according to the life, according to the list like Santa Claus. He knows whether you are good or bad, and he responds in like, no. Bless them. Bless them all. You don't know where they're coming from. And one act of kindness could stimulate them to learn to give more. When you deliberately hold back, you're not cheating them. You're suffocating your consciousness. See how easy this is? It's so easy. And you could start practicing it now. Right now. This is how easy it is. Give and you will receive in multiples. If you wish to have wealth, show others how to have wealth. And in an amazing way, you will soon find yourself wealthy. Whatever you are looking for, give. Whatever you are looking for, give. You're looking for love? Give love. You're waiting for the right one? Be the right one. When you become the right one, you will attract the right one. Sharing is an investment that you're making. Whether you put the money in the bank so that the bank could use it to help stimulate the economy, give something to encourage growth. Give yourself. You are the greatest gift on the planet Earth. God chose one sperm and you were it. There were millions of sperms and you are the only one that came through and hit the mark. That's a gift. You are one in a million. Don't sing it. Wherever I am, wherever I go, whomever I encounter, I will promise myself I will bring a gift. I will make a compliment. I will give a prayer. I will say thank you for coming into my presence. But I will give you something. Today I will give something to anyone I come in contact with. And so I will begin the process of circulating joy, wealth, affluence in my life. When you start giving, you begin a process of receiving. As soon as you give, you receive. It's automatic. As soon as you give, you receive. That's how the universe works. Everybody, take in. Take in a breath, hold it, and keep it. Don't release it until I tell you to. But I have released mine. And what I'm saying, there has to be two sides of the flow. It's not me. It's we. You and I are one. Spirit has invited me here this morning to make contact with you. Spirit invited you to make contact with me. This moment can't happen without you and I coming together. Everything happens with a purpose in mind, to extend the eternity of the infinite. We come together to show that we have a sense of responsibility of the flow that takes place when we come together. We don't come together with animosity. We come together in a state of oneness. Wherever there is love, the law will be fulfilled. Just, sometimes, just love. Just love for loving's sake. Don't question why you're loving, how you're loving. No, just love. To love just simply means wherever you are, realize you are one with whatever is in your midst. That's all love is. So don't come to fight. Don't come to resist. Don't come to hold back. Come to give it all. Let it flow. It's like this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Just let it shine. Hello now. This life of mine is not mine. I give. Give freely. Today, I will gratefully receive all the gifts that life offers me. Hello now. Don't reject anything that comes to you. See it as a blessing. Everything that shows up in your life, see it as a blessing. Even those people in the past you used to call difficult, see them as opportunities that are intended for you to grow and expand and make the world a bigger place for you. Stop narrowing your world by criticizing and condemning. Start opening your mind to the opulence that is everywhere present. Make a commitment to do that. I will receive the gifts of nature. Take some time and enjoy the sunlight and the breath of air, the sound of the birds, the showers that fall. Stop cursing the rain. Enjoy the waters from heaven. Enjoy the first snowfall of winter. God, I thank you for this. What a change. Open your mind and receive strangers. Stop looking to see what they look like. The people who have hurt you the most are the people who look like you. Hello now. The people who have hurt you the most have been the people who you invited in your life. They hurt you. Strangers cannot hurt you. I will be open and I will open and receive others, whatever they bring to me. I will cease condemning the gifts that they bring to me. Hello now. Do you know that if you go to the store with 99 cents and you don't have that penny, it's not $1? And some people could refuse to give you. That little penny is very important. Niagara Falls began with a drop of water coming over a cliff, followed by another one. That first step I took as a little child has allowed me to walk as I do now. That little thing that you may not consider is so important for life. I will make a commitment to keep wealth circulating in my life by giving the gifts that I am capable of giving. By caring. You ever care for somebody? Hello now. But sometimes you could overcare, you know that. When your caring becomes a burden, it's time to stop caring and move your eyes in another direction. Because giving must have no pain. If you're giving and it's painful, hello now, it's not doing detriment to the other. It's doing detriment to you. If somebody that you're giving to is not receiving it in the manner that you are giving, make a choice to still give and start walking away after you give. But stop going to Pat and telling Pat, I gave Shemroy this. And you know the bugger never even looked back at me to say thanks. And I see him sharing it with Marita, who I don't like. And that makes me get mad. That's not giving. When you give it, you have to release it. In fact, Don't give unless you can release it all. Don't give unless you can give it all. Go ahead. Go ahead. Hello?
Sometimes it goes with lending. Sometimes you lend and you never get back.
That's okay. Because your source is the universe. Individuals are just channels. And God is the sum total of all the channels. When one door closes, you remember Abraham after Lot left him? Hello now. Lot took all the good herd and he went to where the land was fertile. And Abraham looked at himself, all these years of work, look what I am left with. The little scraggly goats, the donkey that can't move. And God said what? You have to have the belief that whatever you have ever had, you can have again. Millionaires lose millions before they become multimillionaires. God said to Abraham, instead of focusing on what you used to have, look around you, left, right, north, south, east, west, and whatever you see is yours. Bless them that curse you and despitefully use you. When they walk out and take everything, tell them thanks for coming, and also thanks for coming, and thank God for supplying you with all you have need for the rest of your life. God bless.
Why should I feel discouraged? And why should the shadows come? And why should my heart feel so lonely and long for heaven and home? When Jesus is my portion, my constant friend is He. His eyes on the sparrow, and I know He watches me. His eyes on the sparrow, and I know He watches me. Let not your heart be troubled. God's tender words I hear, and resting on God's goodness, I lose all doubt and fear. Though by the path God leadeth, but one step I may see. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches me. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches me.
Yes, I sing because I'm happy, and I sing because I'm free. His eyes on the sparrow, and I know he watches me. Whenever I am tempted, and whenever clouds arise, when songs give place to sighing, when hope within me dies, I draw much closer to God. From care, God sets me free. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches me. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches me. Yes, I sing because I'm happy, and I sing because I'm free. His eyes on the sparrow, and I know he watches me. Yes, I sing